What's up, guys? What's up, YouTube? Jim. You can get pot noodles on flights? Really? For me, that would be a flight risk, because for some reason pot noodles make kettle water even hotter. I think a cup of tea will go cold in like what, a minute, 2 minutes. A pot noodle will stay hot for about 5 hours if you put that little tinfoil lid over it. Ainsley knows, don't you, Ains? Ainsley knows all about that little tinfoil lid. Guys, if you wouldn't mind jumping onto the chat on YouTube, it makes life a lot easier for me. Otherwise, I've got to scan through all the different stuff. GM, good morning. Unexpected turbulence, it's all over the plane. Yes, sir. Be crying like a little kid. 3rd degree burns, mate. That's the thing with the old pot noodle, isn't it? If you want the noodle soggy, you got to put the little tinfoil lid over it. If you want hot, like al dente noodles, that tinfoil is coming right off. Did you get banned last time? I didn't know you got banned last time. What did you say? I've literally never seen a pot noodle on a plane. Oh, where you go? That's crazy. I'm going to ask next time. Okay, where's your secret pot noodles stashed? It's either that or Ainsley's on every flight I'm on. One or the other. Ainsley, we take the same holidays all the time, bro. Leave some for me, mate. Bum. So let's do a little roundup. Let's do a little recap going into today's session. We've got a little bit of time. How long we got until the open? So 45 minutes or so. We've got news at 10 o'clock. You want to be mindful of that. So we have jolts and consumer confidence at 10 o'clock today. It's my least favorite news window, 10 o'clock. It messes with your morning macros. Never a fan of 10 o'clock news. The other thing to be mindful of is we have a Google and AMD dropping their earnings after the market closed today. So for me, the PM session today, I will not be trading. Right, it's the last 2 hours I won't be trading, and I'm going to deploy that same approach going through the remainder of this week. I've got no interest in trading around earnings this week, especially as it's the last official week leading into the American elections, right? So if you want to protect your accounts and you still want to have your accounts by mid-November, my suggestions would be to you is to take base hits, get green, get gone, and wait till mid-November before you can start scaling up again. So this is the kind of conditions where we can anticipate price to be a little bit erratic, act out of character, soup the soup, wiki, consolidate, rip out of character, just back and forth, chop suey, crack. Chart crack. All right, so you just got to be mindful of that going into the 5th of November, and also we're going into a huge week of earnings which starts today after market close. So PM sessions today, you want to be mindful of that. That being said, on a macro picture, we fulfilled our objectives on the high on NQ, which was to come and take out the Nasdaq divergence on the Wednesday 16th high, which was up here, right? So we fulfilled our objective on the high, which is now set up the conditions for now to look for bearish order flow. Okay, so this is now where I'm looking for high time frame bearish PD rays to support continued bearish price, right? So we fulfilled this objective. We're obviously inside of a deep premium on the daily. Currently at the moment, we're respecting the monthly 21x level, but I'd be anticipating still lower prices today. I'll talk through those in more detail shortly, but just having a wider look at the sort of macro context. We've got to look at Dixie and what Dixie's up to. So for those of you who know what an hexacorn is, which is this SIBI below this pivot high with an order block inside of it, not an hexacorn, not a unicorn I should say, but my hexacorn, anticipating price to expand off this to come and take out this external range up here. So if we look at what Dixie's been up to, which is this big hoon dog, and if we look at the same time on the indexes, well, the indexes has done exactly the same. The indexes has followed Dixie, which, as we know, they often work in inverse correlation. So if Dixie goes up, indexes go down, and vice versa. Well, if you look at what's happened across October, well, Dixie and the indexes have gone up with Dixie, which is unusual. So I'm anticipating a correction in one of them, right? So if I'm going to be anticipating correction, well, if I'm anticipating high prices on Dixie, I'm going to be anticipating a correction on NQ, especially as we've now fulfilled our higher time frame objective on the high, right? So if I'm going to be anticipating anything, it's the correction in NQ. Which leads me into today, which is like, okay, well, you know, I'm macro bearish, having fulfilled our objective on the Wednesday 16th, bloody blah. This was yesterday, which is now leads us into today's price action. So our X levels on the hourly is this current range. This is our X levels daily. And then obviously we have our lower time frames within inside of here. So for me, this is what I'm now looking for. Okay, so what PD rays do we have in alignment with X levels, which are now supporting price? Well, we know that if price is heavy, it's going to go out the discount side of a higher time frame DR. Okay. So at the moment, I'm currently short, anticipating price to come and sweep out and drive out lows, primarily to come and take out this low, which is down at 407, because we have a big divergence on this low. So if price is heavy, it will go outside the higher time frame discount. You would do that if prices fulfilled its objectives on the highs and it has no reason to go back above the high. Well, we do have reason for price to have a stab up higher. For me, my buck stop on my shorts is at the moment is I don't want to see price through mitigation 62, which is one of my models, okay, which is a mitigation 62 model. So currently I'm short, my stop's above this high. If it takes out my stop, I don't care anymore, it's okay. I'm currently looking for price to continue and drive out this low, which is all the way down at 2406. Beyond that, I'm looking all the way back down at this inefficiently delivered range, which is all the way down at 2316, give or take, which is one of my H1 to M5 models. Why? I hear you ask. Well, this is a rejection block, which closed back above buy side, looking for our M5 to look to either frame along or use it as a target. This range here is also unmitigated. Okay, this also inside of my daily 3 drives model, where we'd be looking for the order block out the back end to then support price. It would also be at mean threshold on the daily. Okay, so at the moment I'm looking for price to come and work its way back down towards this low. Whether it gets all the way down there today, jury's out, but that's my current macro draw, which is to get back down into this low. So leading into today's PA, first and foremost, MIT 62. I don't want to see price through MIT 62. If price goes through MIT 62, I'll be looking up towards the unmitigated range up on this high. Why this unmitigated range on the high? Well, going back to X levels, it would take us back up into 62 on the prem on the hourly, which is inside this higher time frame balanced price range on the hourly. So if price does want to distribute outside of this discount, right? So accumulation, manipulate for distribution, I'm okay with it doing that. Okay, so if it stops my runner on MIT 62, I'm okay with that. I'll sit patient, and then look to frame an entry up inside this BPR, which would be inside this unmitigated range, which is up around 25.90. So those are my current POIs at the moment. Currently macro bearish, but open for price to come and accumulate, manipulate to then distribute. And if it goes through both my MIT 62 and also comes through this high, I'll be moving to the sidelines because I will be offside. I will be wrong. But if we look at the gap fills, right? So we look at the our gapos. Where's this gap from? Oh, this is today's gap. So this gap is the Friday 25th low, which is obviously our MWOG low. And if we go across to ES is obviously still yet to fulfill that objective. So there is a current divergence on that RTH. Granted, it's not taking it during ETH. So I'll be keeping a close eye on NQ and this low. If ES fulfills this low during ETH when the market opens, you've then got a RTH divergence where you'd anticipate ES to want to play catch up on that low. So first and foremost, to me, I'm looking for price to come and work out towards this low down at 24.07. Also inside of that, we just need to be mindful that yesterday was an inside day. Okay, so we have an inside day this day. So what usually takes place with an inside day is 2 days afterwards, you usually get range. Right? 2 days after. This is the first day after. So we could have a day where we just go back and forth, which is why first and foremost, I'd like to see us come take out 400, and then whether on earnings, which is aftermarket close, they use that to come rip price back up into the highs. We essentially end up the day with a little doji. So we've basically not done anything on the day, which would lead us into tomorrow, which is obviously a bigger day for news in terms of the high impact news events, but also in terms of earnings. So tomorrow with earnings, we've got some biggies. Today we've got AMD and Google aftermarket close, but tomorrow we got the big dogs in the house. We've got Meta, which is obviously big for NQ if you trade NQ. And then on Thursday we have Apple, Amazon, Uber, the big dogs. All right, so it's a big week in terms of earnings. And then obviously tomorrow we've got ADP. Thursday we've got unemployment claims, and Friday we've got ADP. So it's quite heavily back-ended in terms of news this week. So today it's a day to just trade your range, get green, get gone, and enjoy the rest of the day, and just protect capital. All right. Protect capital until earnings is out of the way. Not earnings, well, yeah, and earnings. Until earnings and the elections out of the way, you want to be trading cautiously. So basically until the 5th of November, you want to be trading extremely cautiously. Morning, Debbie. All right, trade cautiously. All right, if you still want your accounts mid-November, trade cautiously. Okay, we had the conversation this morning in Red Pill. You need to understand this is fundamental to your trading knowledge. If you have whatever your strategies are, if you're not inside a Red Pill, we're Turtle Suit traders. We have principles that we're looking to trade with Turtle Suits. You can have an A+ setup. You can have an A+ setup. Everything, right? In terms of being in a higher time frame discount, having your Turtle Suit, having a higher time frame POI, having all your everything that you're looking for to frame your trade. I'm not going to go into all detail on YouTube. That frames you getting in alignment with a buy program to trade a market maker buy or a market maker sell, right? You could have all of that in place and still take a losing trade. All right. And so these conditions are like that, right? When we're leading into the last week, leading into an election, you could have absolutely everything nailed on, but the umpire in trading says not today, right? Not today, funk, right? It's incredibly erratic. It acts out of character. The suit gets souped. It's sloppy. You got to be extremely careful. So if you get green, be appreciative that you are a green. Lock in your P. Move on. Get out of there. And wait until after November when the market should stabilize again. Go back to some form of trading normality. All right. So if you've been trading all of October, you'll know that it has been an absolute roller coaster of delivery, which we've navigated very, very well inside RP. But that being said, you don't want to start giving back away your gains in the last week leading into an election. All right? You just don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. All right? So protect your profits, guys. Look after your money. Look after your accounts. Be sensible. Act like professionals. All right? Act like the hedge funders would trade. And you'll put yourself in a good position. All right? You with me? So at the moment, just looking for this low. So if we look at what ES has done, so ES has come and taken out this low. Oosh, see ya. And we got this low. Where was NQ? NQ's here, right? Boom. Look at this fat divergence. Hello, chestnut, right? So ES taking out this low, which means we've obviously got NQ, which is six sister, if you want to call it in ICT's terminology, right? Which is this low. And we are currently going outside of the X levels discount. So if you're short, it's incredibly, it's an aggressive sell, right? Especially as we don't have any news currently. News is at 10 in order to get us down there, right? So at the moment, we're just consolidating. We are just consolidating. But Jamal took a really nice trade this morning. So fill on this SIBI. If intermediate term high. Back inside of an X levels. Prem. Right, and then the principles that we're looking for as total suit traders. So I think Jamal is in right on that high, from memory, or it might have been that high, can't remember. Taking it back down into a X levels discount. So currently we've actually broken that 15, so let's mark out the 15 now. See what the current 15 is. Oy. So the reason why, if you're looking at my charts, you're like, okay, so what is? Let me just get rid of some of this. Just clear some of this muck up, baby. Sorry, OCD, horrible trait. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's the thing. Your mind's locked in. It's like, get that off my chart. Oosh. Okay, so the reason why I have this high to this low marks on my chart is purely for my mitigation 62 model, which is that. That's all that is there delineating. All right, so I can actually delete it. So what I'll be looking for is, okay, so where is your current 15-minute DR? Right, and then you'd be asking yourself, okay, so what has that high achieved? And why would I not anticipate price to go through that high? If you are obviously macro bearish, right? You obviously souped the Asia high, you've souped the Asia low. So the questions you're asking, okay, so what's price more likely to do? Well, we're accumulating here, right? So I'm not against it manipulating to then distribute. I'm currently short, looking to see if it just wants to be super aggressive and just distribute without doing the manipulation. All right, no problem with that. But what you want to be looking at is, okay, so where is the high time frame X level if this is your high where you'd not anticipate price to move through? Okay, which is back up inside this premium. This is your 15-minute. So what do you have that would prevent price from getting back up into that? Well, this is mitigated, right? This range up here. So from this low, this high, this is all mitigated up on this high. Okay, so this is where you can start doing MIT 62, right? Looking for 62%. So at no point has price got back to 62% at any point since mitigation, which is why I've got that low for MIT 62. It's actually there. Right? Which is 19. Which would get you... Let's have a look at the actual 15 DR. So the reason why this is still your 15-minute dealing range, so let's break this down. So this low, this high, this low, this high, this was your new DR. When this high put in this low, which closed below that low, this is your new DR. That low has not been violated or closed below, which is why this is still your 15-minute DR. This low, this high. So you can see here that price is currently respecting the discount side of this 15-minute DR. I'm okay with it manipulating higher. I'm okay with it doing that at the open. However, I'm looking for bearish continuation. For me, in terms of my own personal trade, I don't want to see it through MIT 62. So a quick look at this. So don't forget you got news at 10. Got all day to take a trade. So if you're not in a trade, my POIs on the low would be down at essentially that H1 to M5. So if price got down there, you got an opportunity for a bounce on that low, right, which is down at 315. And on the highs, which get into that unmitigated range inside of the H1 premium, which is up at 590. So those are like your two extremes if you wanted to wait for price to deliver on news. Boom, boom, boom. That's your 5. Boom, boom, boom. So MIT 62 takes you into this little unmitigated range, which is right up in this high up at 18. On the 15-second. Two seconds, guys. Just need the toilet. Very high. No, haven't. We're talking about live your life. Oh, I'm with you. I think. I think I'm with you. How long we got? 15 minutos. You were answering. Sorry, dude. I mean, I was late to that. Anyway, so I hope that clears up my sort of macro perspective leading into the coming week or so. So just geared up towards looking for a correction on NQ. So still in this short. Ba 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 ba. If anyone's got any questions that they want to ask me, feel free to reach out. You're more than welcome to. You can go over a certain topic if you want. It's entirely up to you. Or if you've got anything that you're currently struggling with in your trading, happy to go through it with you. It's entirely up to you. Trying to sort out this radio. It's going to be like 1 second, 2 seconds. Where's it gone? There it is. Guess who's back? Right, if anyone wants to listen to the guy, it's taken way longer than I wanted it to take. If anyone wants to listen to the same music, you're more than welcome to. There's the link. Just listen to a bit of jazz. Yeesh. So just looking for continuation, looking for price to come work out this high down at this low down at 24.11. At the moment, for my current position, I don't want to see it through mid 62, which is basically taking out this high up of 521. So I'm okay with it coming back to mean threshold on this 15-minute DR. But I don't want to see it through that. If it goes through this mid 62, I'll be looking up towards this unmitigated range on this high. If it goes through that, I'm wrong today. Boom, 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 boom. But personally, just looking for a correction on the indexes. After fulfilling our objectives on the high. Wednesday, 16th of July. Sorry, Tuesday, 16th of July. So it could be a little choppy morning as we lead into news at 10. 10's a horrible news window. If you trade regularly, you'll know 10 a.m. for news is pretty rank. It messes with your morning macros. Let's see what ES is up to. So ES is 50% of the MWOG. So I'm keeping a close eye on NQ at the open and this RTH. Gold does not want to give up, does it? Gold is an absolute monster this year. It's been unbelievable. Absolute monster. You've literally hardly had a correction in gold the entire year. Wild. Beautiful, but wild. Keep an eye on a double top on gold today. Be a high progressive short, literally inside that little 5-minute rejection block, stop above the high. Essentially a double top on gold. Red pillars, you'll know why. Right, how long we got until this open? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Some scabby PA this morning, isn't it? Oosh, ugly. Shout respects mid 62 here. Yeah, it usually leads to choppy PA when it's like that. You'd anticipate a pullback of mid 62 to be fair. Make sure you pay yourself here. Next TP, take out this low. She's holding runners now. So it's looking for it to come and take out. I'm basically just going to hold runners to get down to 407. Which is what I've been talking about all morning if you've been with me. Anybody build a baggos? Do we get some yeets or do we get some yeets? Do we get some yeets or do we get some yeets? Get some, baby! Let's go. That's what we do. Posh! That's a burger! It's good! Anybody printing or anybody printing? Jeez Louise. Nobody. Sensei Frolin. It's what we do, ladies. It's what we freaking do. All day, day. There's over 100 points for you. There you go. Feast. Just under 100 points. You bought on market. Oh no. Oh no, you didn't. Let's keep an eye on ES here. Keep an eye on ES on this gap fill. Might get a little retracement off a gap. Basically just wanted to take out 407. This actually this freaking high here. 410. And beyond that, you're going down to my initial target. And by the way, guys, if you want my free daily plans, I write them every single morning. Right? They're completely and utterly free for everybody. So if we go into today's, we can look at today's. This is Inside RP. Good morning, everyone. Today with major energy reports. Watch out for AMD and Google. I've spoken about this morning with you all. You don't want to be trading the PM session. Be careful. POIs. Track my 3 models on the day on the low. It's going to take us down to the 24th of October RBH1 to the M5. This is a potential bounce or a long-term target for shorts, right? Which is currently what we're in. We're in shorts, right? I don't want to see price go through that unmitigated range at 2859. That's what I was talking about previously. London, we're watching mid 62. This was mid 62 at the time. It deviated when we put in a lower low, which just gave us our mid 62. I'll be waiting for mitigation off the open. What have we just done, guys? We trade to the daily plan. We don't make stuff up, trade against the daily plan. We trade with our daily plan and we execute. If we're offside, we're wrong. Okay, and those daily plans are absolutely free for everybody. So if you're not that great with your daily bias, they can help you. Then all you got to do is find your entry, right? This was my mid 62 model back up into a fair value into 15-minute X level DR, anticipating price to go outside of our discount. Because price is heavy because it's fulfilled our objectives on the high, looking for higher time frame PDRAs to now support bearish price. Now that price has fulfilled our objectives on the high, anticipating a correction because of Dixie and the indexes being correlated for far too long. You with me? Off it. Oh God. So I've just taken my TP off there. I don't have enough contracts to get it down into 79. So these are my exits. 499, which was underneath that liquidity that we spoke about. Pay yourself. And then just here, don't want to sit for a pullback when I haven't got the contracts to do it. So in here, this is where you potentially got, depending on how this, the 5 minutes just started. But, so if you let me just get rid of this, don't need that anymore. It's the 15 closed, yeah. What have we done there? This is where all your 2022 traders start getting excited. They're like, where is it? Give it to me. Where's my fair value? Give me my fair value. Give it to me. Give it to me. What time is it? 9:34. Get a pullback from here, you know. Back up into here. I'm bearish though, so it'd be hella. You'd be trading against the bias if you try to trade this long. You currently potentially got delayed S&T with the S on this low. I've basically just closed out my short, right? But you wouldn't want to see NQ below this low. It's going to drive back up into 50% at this range if you were trading this as a bounce. But you're trading anti-trend. You're trying to do anti-bias, it might be, if you are trading it. But, you know, if you want to take like a 20-point scalp. Done for the day. That's how we do it, Sensei Florin. Hope you enjoyed it, mate. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, absolutely. Should be done for today. Right. 18. 99.75, 49.50. If you're trading this bounce, you want to be taking it up to no more than mean threshold on this 1 minute. In fact, you want to be mindful of this gap. Where the hell is ES? Yes, you want to be mindful of this gap on ES, which is this here. So you want to be super careful trying to trade through this gap. So again, this is the same principle of price and a discount. With price being heavy and it's still got an objective to fill on the low, which for me is taking out 400. So at the moment, all we're doing is just with engineering liquidity for price to come and drive out this low. You don't want to trade this. I wouldn't be wanting to trade this long if it were me. Wait for this 5 minutes to set up, see if we get a see if we get an H1 to M5. We should go. Doesn't look like you're even going to get up there. 1 second, yeah. So I want to be mindful of this. You certainly won't want to be short here. You'd be chasing price if you were short here. You also won't want to be long because you're anticipating price to get down to these lows. So if it doesn't get down here, it's like, ah, boo boo. I'm unlucky. You're not in the trade. You weren't good enough, right? You just have to suck it up. But if price does pull back, you got a potential short up in here. Secondary entry short. Super high risk. Or if you're done and you took the trade this morning, the short off mid 62, and you've taken your 100 points plus, move to the sidelines and just be content. Who's bagged on stream this morning? Let's find out. It's always good to know. Ainsley Welling, get some. Love to see it. Sensei Florin. You get a golf clap, mate. You get a golf clap. Anybody else? Or is anyone else just popcorn? Eating popcorn? Who else we got? We got ICT, not ICT, what am I talking about? We got Rambo up in the house. Well, I would have, but did something. Oh, yeah. If you filled your boots, you filled your boots. Auto Edge, Steve-O. Get some. What did we talk about today at the start of the day? Take your one trade, be content, be happy. Move to the sidelines, right? Oosh. Thank you very much. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Yeah? So you wouldn't want to see this... basically, you wouldn't want to see this back through this M5 Cibi. You do have a little doji at 89 on the 15-second. So look at this. We're taking out that those. So if you're bearish, you don't want to see price back through this breaker block. I'm not retrading it. I am done. We took our trade. An aggressive turtle suit entry trade up on the high, taking it down to our low. Boom. Happy days. If you have a runner for 400, that's exactly why I didn't want to hold a runner, anticipating a retracement. Anticipating this sort of price action, we got news at 10 o'clock, right? And it's also elections. Whippy, back and forth, erratic. Take your trade, be content, move to the sidelines. Don't overtrade, right? Trade like a professional. How many more times? So yeah, it looks like it's going to go drive out these highs. So guys, that's going to be it for me done today. Wham, bam, thank you, man. One trade, one and done. Thank you very much. Mitigation 62 entry model to go and drive out the lows. If you are holding a runner to 700, you might get stopped here on your runner. All right, so I'm going to call it here, guys. That's going to be it for me, this session with you. I hope you found value, or you understood my reasons as to why I was looking for that trade. And yeah, we'll do it all again another time, right? So that's going to be my Tuesday with you all, guys. Take it easy. I'll be back in Jumpy and Red Pill in a bit. It's going to take a little bit of a break, get something to eat, and then I'll be back in, see where price is. All right, but I'm done today. But I'll come tape read with you. All right, guys. So take it easy. Have good ones, and I'll catch you in a bit. For those who are not part of Red Pill, I'll catch you on the next episode. Take care, guys. Abosh.